Salamangreat continues to top in troves, and while we have some interesting little melodious topping for you today. Make sure you guys smash the crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more Oz content. So I've been requested by a couple people, probably go over the Ecuador Nationals. Come talk about it. We have the whole top 16 breakdown. So this is what you're looking at here for your top 16 breakdown. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Looking at the way this event is, this has been pretty representative of your meta as a whole. You'll have some occasional stray interesting things in here, but Snake Eyes and Fire King are your biggest representatives. I mean, that's how most of this meta has kind of been, you know, with Tempai's kind of following it up as a 2-of. But I will say it is very interesting to see that only 2 Tempai's managed to make it into this top. But we also had 2 Voiceless. Voiceless has been walking a very fine line, in my opinion, in terms of meta developments. But it's not like the deck isn't performing. It's just, I feel like there are better things in the meta right now. We also had 2 Salamangreat decks in your top 16, which honestly was a very big surprise to me. Salad, ever since the French Nationals came along, a lot of people started to look at the deck again and kind of revisit it. And I don't think Salad's necessarily a bad call for the meta. There are definitely worse things that you could be playing right now. But with no Nib running around in the meta, I think it's definitely put the deck into an interesting spot. We also had 1 Labyrinth deck. It's also been kind of a shame. Like, Labyrinth's a very good, strong anti-meta call, but it is struggling out here. We also had 1 Mana DM deck, which I'm kind of happy to see that. We also had Runic Stun. Okay. And we also had a Melodious player sitting up here getting 2nd place. And once again, I mean, a very good Melodious player can high roll through most of the day, especially with some of the, as long as people don't know what the heck they're doing against the deck, those free bounces that your deck is able to get is actually insane. So overall, this looks like a lot of what we've been seeing so far, but I'm not too surprised. Let's pass on over those deck lists. So winning our event here is standard Snake Eyes Kashtira with double Wanted, the 2 Field Spell, the 1 Birth, and then the 1 Unicorn, the 1 Fenrir. This has been so easy to follow and to see, you know, these numbers because, you know, the Draco Sack play is kind of stupid with this deck. It's that level of, you know, toggle ability that this deck kind of gets you. Also, no crossouts in the main. Huh. You know, considering the field for this event, I figured that there'd be a little bit more, but alright. 2nd place here is our Melodious Duelist, sporting off. Of course, I love the fact that this deck gets to play Herald of Orange Light and actually gets the extra little hand trap value for this. We also do have the Lizard Haggados down there as well. Card's actually started to be a very good card for Melodious. And of course, you do see the Baguska kind of as the old crap button. This build also did not play Underworld Goddess. Huh. I don't know how I feel about that, because Underworld Goddess is your get-out-of-free jail card in certain matchups. Okay. Top 4 here, we have Fire Kings, sporting off 48 cards. Holy crap. That is jam-packed to the brim. They also have the Food Show down there in the extra deck, which is good. We do have a Change of Heart with the 2 copies of the deck Lockdown. Nothing really too spicy in this list. I guess maybe actually seeing the Mind Controls and the Change of Heart might be considered very techy. They also have the crossouts built in. And of course, they're actually playing a Circle of the Fire Kings. It's actually kind of cheesy to see out here as well. So, good stuff. Our last top 4 deck here is another Fire King. You do see that we are sporting off the triple Book of Eclipse in here. I've seen people playing Book of Eclipse this format. It's kind of starting to feel like it's making a return back to the meta. I am very curious to know how it is going to, you know, as we kind of head on into the WCQ season here, if Book will be a trend that will stick around or if it will kind of fall to the wayside, because it's an interesting tech choice, that's for sure. Now we move on into top 8 here. We have Voiceless Voice making their top 8 appearance out here. We are playing the Odd Ice Pendulum Graph with the very nice Meteor Burst down there. Gotta love cashing in on that free value. Absolutely. And then we're just left on the 1-star of us in the main. We're also main decking 2 Fenrirs, which is fine. Outside of that, only sticking to 2 double Dynamondo, triple Pot of Prosperity for filtering, and we're ending on a nice 43 cards. Yeah, nothing really too crazy to say about this. This deck is so straightforward. Alright, we have our first Tempai deck. Ooh, double droplets in the main deck. See, we weren't feeling too spicy. Really wanted that Feather Duster built into the main deck. I do see that we have the double Fenrir. Interesting. Actually, they chose to play double Droll. It's also interesting. And 2 crossouts down there on the side. This duelist really loved some of these odd numbered hand traps, as I'm going to say, or odd numbered spell cards. I guess it must have made life easier to side. We're also citing the rivalry down there, and we're playing the Drago. Okay. Next up here, we have more Tempai for you. Oh, boy. Now this, playing the 3 droplets in the main, you have the Veilers, the Ghost Bells, double Fenrir. You do have the Drago down there, and we are citing the triple Crossout. Crossout being in the side deck for this deck, I'm not all that surprised. You have to understand that you need those stop cards, because you know, so many hand traps running around in the meta try to stop this deck, even though their field spell just gives them a free little walk through the park. You have to do everything that you can to stop the BS that is this pile. Oh, hey, look! Is that Terror Top in my Salamangreat deck? Well, yes, it is, actually. I didn't expect to see that, but it does turbo up the chance to get to the Mirage Stalio, so you can definitely get the value going with that. That wasn't on my bingo sheet to see today. Of course, we are playing the Code of the Soul in here as well. Wow, this is very interesting to see. We're also got triple deck Lockdown, and there's, well, Lockdown has been a MVP. Okay, well, that's your top 8. Top 16. Oh boy, it's Runic Stun. Oh boy, 2 mono Wados. We are playing the card scanner. We are playing a double Super Poly in the main. So they're dedicating their slots, being able to fuse with the opponent's cards with the double Garua, I guess, to get some draw power. That's not an actual terrible idea. I like that. It's a shame that this only made top 16, though, because I feel like there's some lines of play in this that could honestly carry over and be a little bit better. All right, oh boy, here's our still playing the 5-card Splash Cashtira package. I feel like that's never going to change. We're getting away with 43 cards. We are playing the Metaltronus in here as well. Metaltronus has been kind of hit or miss. I don't necessarily think that the card is bad. It's just so many of these builds have just opted to not even deal with it right now. Possibly once we head into the WCQs with the bigger events, we'll see a little bit of a change in possibly Metaltronus sticking around as a good card or not. Oh, hey, look, Fire Kings. Oh boy, 42 cards. Only double cross. I'm telling you, these ratios are so weird with crossout. I guess crossout's just that card that you're like, well, I can dedicate 2 cards or 2 slots to it. You know, if I see it, oh well. If I don't, oh well. And you just kind of call it a day at that. And logically, I don't know how I feel about that, but Fire King's getting away with, you know, not needing to focus on it anyway. You do see the double copies of Skill Derp down there as well. Yeah, this is once again pretty straightforward. All right, we also have Voiceless Voice with the full gas branded fusion, iodized pendulum graph, good stuff. Poor Saravis. Honestly, Saravis kind of getting pushed to the back right now is definitely not a bad idea. I do think that the card is good, but I guess the amount of targeting that you're doing, you can get away with just doing the 1, because, you know, you're just bouncing back with a big Saphira, big Saravis, and just bringing out the ritual. So that's fine in my opinion. All right, we also have, oh boy, once again, the Splash 5-card package strikes again. Woo! But this build is playing the Assembled Nightingale down there. I guess having the Assembled Nightingale is good over the Fucho, because at least you can stick around on it for 2 turns if need be. But I just kind of feel like it's not really worth it. You know what I mean? Just make the Fucho and then just OTK your opponent on the next turn is exactly what this deck needs to be focusing on and trying to do. All right, we have our Labyrinth duels. Wow, they're all the way back here in top 16. That's actually kind of sad. You do see the triple destructive Daruma Cannon, the double dimensional barrier built into the main deck. We do play the 1 Labyrinth setup. I've definitely, that card is pretty freaking good. And then, of course, we are playing 1 of the field spell. Okay, triple trap trick in here as well. And then we have the triple Lord of the Heavenly Prison. Your card's actually stupid insane. You have the double Eradicator, the double different dimension ground. Yeah, I don't see anything too crazy with this. All right, what else we got? More Salamangreat. Okay, so we do play the Code of the Soul. We do play the Monster Reborn for the extender. It's actually pretty good. We have the droplets in the side deck for the defensive options. It's pretty all right. Full circle value in here, 42 cards, 1 Rage, 1 Roar. Not really much else to really say about this. Pretty straightforward to what I want to be seeing in terms of ratios. Deck is still very, very good. So that means our last list is Manadium! 50 big ones in here. Holy crap. We are playing Assault St. Gron's as an extension. It's actually kind of cool. You want to make sure that you can get to your pieces and get the boards going. We also have the triple deck lockdown in this build. This deck lockdown has just been an MVP out here. It's really interesting to see how the format has evolved towards deck lockdown and the power that it actually is kind of bringing to the course of the meta. Well, that's your Ecuador Nationals. What do you guys think? Please, leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. I'll see your beautiful faces back in the day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.